Greetings, African people. I believe this is part two of yesterday's video. The first thing I want to throw out to you, the question is, who are you? If someone had the opportunity to change your life, but they needed to hear you answer this question, what would you say? Many of you would say, I am a student, or I am, a CEO, or I'm a professor, or I'm a mother, I'm a wife. These are answers I'm sure many of you would give to the person who's asking. But these things are not who you are. These are things that you do. These are roles or responsibility. The question is, who are you? Who is John? Who is Ben? Who is Yvonne? Who is Margaret? And I'm giving you 5 minutes to answer this question. And there's a chance that most of what you've got to say will have to do with who you want other people to see you as and not who you really are. For a long time, I didn't know who I was. I thought I was, a sociologist. I thought I was a teacher. I thought I was, a friend, a companion, a mother. These are all things that are part of who I am, but is not me. So many of you allow the circumstances in your life or the roles that you play to dictate who you become. And so you feel this sense of loss. You always feel this conflict within yourself, trying to find out, I'm a hairdresser or I'm a tailor, or no, that's not who you are. That's what you do, and mostly what you do for survival. And once you find out who you are, oh, half the battle is won. Did you hear that? Once you find out who you are and you can articulate it, because some people actually know too, but they can't articulate it for one reason or the other. Fear, they're ashamed to say this is who I am because they feel like the people in their life won't accept who they want, who they are. They figure they have to project an image of who people want them to be. That is a problem with Black people. Most of us have no idea who we are. And that's why you see people who are affluent in our community, they project the image of who they think people want them to be. And so, they fancy cars. Let's go back to that. And I'm not here, or Black people like to say people are bad mind and this and that. It's not about that. I'm saying that when you purchase a certain kind of car, the bigger the car, the more expensive the car, the more big, beautiful the house, more than likely that is a camouflage. That is, the bigger the thing that you produce or present to the world, the more void, the more unhappy, the more sad that individual is. Because people who are truly happy and content and at peace with themselves have no intention to impress anybody. They just don't care about you enough to try to impress you because they're happy, they're peaceful inside. The things we put out there trying to impress other people with are just a way of hiding the pain, the shame, the discontent, the struggle that we carry within. Can I repeat that? The bigger image you present out there trying to, impress other persons are the more likely that you're struggling inside. Who are you? Who are you? I'm not asking you what you want to do, but I'm talking about who you are on the inside. For a long time, I was in conflict, not sure about who I am. Now, when you look at my channel, see, most days you'll see 50 or 60 views if it's a good day, or 40. There was a time when there were like 10 views per day, even less. And I did an experiment. I decided that I was going to talk on a topic that was trending. And when I did that, I had lots. The first time I did that was talking about chronics. And in no time, that went up to 8,000 views, like quick, 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 and lots of responses. Says, wow. So this is how I could build my channel. But I haven't done that because most of my topics that I do are not things that other persons are talking about, because they are about something else. I'm not. I'm here to move you to critical thinking. You might not always agree with me, but these are my views. And I don't need trending topics to have a conversation. I don't have to come to you for views. I don't have to come to you. Every so often when I do speak on those topics that are trending, I only do so because I've got something to say. That's always been my story, really. So as much as I've always been in conflict with who I am as Jenny-Wren, I've always known that whenever I open my mouth to speak, people want to hear what I have to say. If I'm a student and I put my hand up, there's a lull, there's a silence in the room. People want to hear what I have to say because I was not in the habit of saying things just because I want to say things. If I was a worker, an employee, individuals that work with me who valued me would want to hear my opinion on things. How do you resolve this situation? Now, I have been in an environment where people were very racist. And so, although my work always spoke for itself, there are times when they didn't really ask questions. How do you do this? They would still go behind my back and take a look at my work. But the problem with these individuals, when they saw my work, when it spoke for itself, these individuals would become so jealous and hateful. Let me give you an example. Once I got my kids to do some work, I always believe in letting kids feel pride in the work that they do, especially when they work hard. And their work gives me pride. You know, it makes me know that we are in sync with each other. You know, whatever lessons I give them, they then show me how well they understand it. And so I posted their work, and let me tell you something. If people's spirits are like demons, that day it was like demons coming to me from every angle. People did not talk to me for 3 days. That's how powerful my work was, our work. I had to take it down. And when I took it down on the 3rd day, I apologized to my kids. I said, I'm taking it down. I just can't tell you why, but I'm going to take it down. I think enough people saw your work. And the day I took it down, all these people started talking to me again. I started learning then from that experience. Wow, what you have to give and produce is very powerful. Know who you are. Don't be ashamed. It's very powerful. The thing is, sometimes the people around you don't recognize it until after the fact. So most of my videos that I'm giving you are not relevant right now because for the most part, Black people only understand what they can see in front of them. We lack foresight. We don't even have hindsight. We're in the moment. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do with slavery, where we had to live in the moment because you never knew when a husband and wife was going to be ripped from each other. You never knew when a child was going to be taken from you. That has to be some ancestral memory, why we only are interested in what is in front of you right now. I know who I am. I know what I have to offer, not just in terms of words, but, I know that I got something special that no one else has. And you're thinking, what is it you could possibly have? There's only one me. You might have similar experiences as myself, but only one me in this life, only one me going through this series of events that brings me to this place. Only I know. So my channel is geared towards teaching and reaching and preaching sometimes. My channel is about talking about things that are to come. And when I repost things, I'm not trying to get you to say, Oh my gosh, you're so wonderful. I'm trying to say to you that I know who I am. And I know that right here, right now, the unknown me that I am will never stay this way. It will change because I am somebody important, somebody special. I don't need money. I don't need clothes. I don't need material possession. I don't need houses to define who I am. And you should try to find out who you are. It's not difficult. So over the years, if I have a conversation with somebody and we have a big debate and we separate from each other and we agree to disagree because we just can't agree on that topic. And later on, years later, someone comes back to me and say, "Oh my goodness, you told me these things and you were right." I don't want to be right, but that's how it is because I have the ability to see some things that some people don't see. That's who I am. The Spirit have prepared me for this time. And everything that happened to me in the past, when I look back now, I'm thinking, wow, I did that. When I was a young girl, I used to tell the adults in my community dreams, and they would go off and buy this thing called Japan, they used to call it. And these adult men and women used to win money from me telling them about my dreams. Or in my household, I would get up and I would tell a dream, and people would, laugh at me. And as soon as I'm done telling, the thing manifests itself. And there's so many stories, it goes on and on and on. And, I would talk to a friend and I would encourage somebody going through whatever they're going through. And when I tell them stuff, they're like, that is impossible. That's not going to happen. And 10, 15 years later. So my experience have always prepared me for what's coming down the road. What is your experience training you for or preparing you for? Time to understand that is necessary for us to move beyond the now. Be able to take what is coming from your past and to use it to predict your future. Now, I'm not saying if all horrible things happen to you, that's what's going to happen in the future. No, that is, narrow mindedness that would make you think that's what I'm saying. What I am saying is center yourself. Take a look at the things that keep repeating itself in your life. And if they're negative things, find out what is the meaning of that and how learning from that experience is going to cause you to essentially become who you are. I know who I am. That's why I can speak with confidence. That's why I can say things. And there are times when individuals respond in my channel, I caution them, do you really want to say that? Because I'm not trying to drag you down with my own reasoning. If this is your position, there's a good friend, I haven't seen her in a while. I remember telling her, and I think you're still watching, I remember telling her, I can't respond to your comments. I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't heard her since. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if it's her a moment to spend time to get to know herself. I haven't heard from her. Don't try to live your life for other people. If you think that this is not the route you want to go down, withdraw yourself. But you have first got to know who you are first before you can do that. Don't be dragged down on another journey that you don't plan to walk or you won't stand in. I'm going to finish with this. Some years ago, many years ago, when Bob Marley, was around, may his soul rest in peace, he was in, I think it was Zimbabwe, and I think I told the story before, performing. And they start smelling something strange. People were falling out, and everybody that was in his backup team ran away and went to the hotel and left him. And eventually, when things calmed down and they came back, he says, now we know who are the true revolutionary. They found him on stage singing in Fifth Element. It was like nothing happened. And many of those women who were Rastafari then, they're not. They have cut their locks. They ran away because that is not who they were. They were not revolutionary people. They ran away because that situation was there to teach them, to expose who they were. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But for Bob Marley to know what he was dealing with, and I'm sure he wasn't angry. He just understood that this is who I am. This is my calling. Find out who you are. Figure out what your calling is. And once you're able to stand up in that, let me tell you, nothing will stop you. Nothing will hinder you from being great. Be blessed, African people. Think on these things.